Hello lovelies, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video will be on this play suit for herself. If you've been making play suit and it doesn't fit well, especially if you're in a big size like myself, I'm a hip 48, please do well to watch this video and watch to the end, because this tutorial is going to clear all your confusion and give you a perfect fit for your jumpsuit. And without wasting so much time, let's get straight into the video, and I will see you at the end of the video. And as I forgot, do well to hit on the subscribe button if this is your first time of joining this channel. So the first thing I did is to mark a line straight. This is going to serve as our starting point. And placing my tape oh my god, my tape on that line, I am marking my half length, which is at 17 inches, and then I added 1 inch stitching allowance. So we are going to mark our front bodies first, because that's what is going to guide us to mark the pants of this play suit. So that's why you're marking it first. Then for the neckline, we are marking 3.5 inches by 5 inches. I want a wide neckline, that's why I am marking this way. And remember that I said this is for the front bodies. Once we are done with it, we are going to use it to cut out the back one. So I made a curve to give it a round neck. And then for my shoulder is 15 inches divided by 2, 7.5 inches. That's what I marked there. Then I'm adding half inch stitching allowance to be able to attach my sleeve. As you notice, it has sleeve. Then from there, I'm going down by 8 inches for my sleeve, for my armhole opening. Then I'm going to go ahead and connect this line straight. Once I am done with this, I also connect the armhole line so that we'll be able to cover out our armhole once we are done with the measurement. And the next thing I'm going to be doing is to attach my shoulder slope, which is 1 inch. Please, I'm sorry for all the noise that you guys are hearing. There is a construction site going on around me, so that's why the noise, you can hear so much noise. So I connected from that shoulder slope to the starting point. Then the next thing I'm going to be adding is my bust measurement divided by 4. I'll make a mark, then I'll add 1 inch for ease. If you want, please skip this 1 inch for ease. If you don't want it, if you want yours to be tight, just add yours. Then I added 1 inch stitching allowance. Then I measure these 2 points, and then I will divide it into 2, make mark there. I'll go ahead to go in by half of an inch on that on that center piece. So I'll go ahead and connect these 3 points I just showed you guys. And this is our armhole curve. Once I am done with that, I'm going to place my tape on the starting point, then I'll mark my underbust. The reason for inserting this underbust is because since I'm not going to be adding that on my waistline, since I have tummy, I'm not going to be adding that there. I decided to add that at my underbust just to give me like a bust curve. Then I starting from my underbust is going to be kind of straight. I don't want my tummy to be protruded to be noticed, because if you have a smaller waist, like hourglass waist, please do it and attach insert your dart at your waistline here, and also remember to replace the dart measurement that you took out. So I'll go ahead and insert my waist measurement divided by 4 plus 1 inch for ease, and then 1 inch stitching allowance. Then I'll connect the points coming from the bust to that waist. And that is basically all for the front body. Remember, it's just a simple play suit. If you haven't subscribed up to this moment, please do well to hit on the subscribe button and join the family. And to my also subscribers, I say thank you very much for all your support so far. I really appreciate it. So I added a 1.5 inches stitching allowance for my zipper, and then for my back neckline, I went down by 1.5 inches, and then I'll connect it to my front neckline. And also remember, we took out half inch from the armhole. I'll also replace it because we are not taking that out from our back armhole. So I'll go ahead and then cut this out. And then I'll cut open my zipper allowance. So onto our pants, the lower part of this jumpsuit or play suit. I'll go ahead and mark my hip measurement, where my hip is, my crotch depth, sorry. So my normal crotch depth is my hip measurement divided by 4, but because this is a play suit, it's going to start from my waistline. I am adding extra 3 inches to it, and I don't want it to be too fitted at my crotch area as well, so I marked at 15 inches. I'll connect this line straight. So your normal waistline, your normal measurement is supposed to be, your normal crotch depth is supposed to be hip measurement divided by 4, but because it's a play, so that's why I added 3 inches extra. And also for my hip measurement, my hip measurement is supposed to be 9 inches, but because of this is a play suit, I also added 3 inches extra so that it will get to it will be able to sit well by the time you attach it to the half length, to the upper bodies. Then I'll go ahead and connect this line straight. Once I am done with this, at my hip line, I'm going to insert my hip measurement divided by 4, and then I'll also add 1 inch stitching allowance, and then I'll add 1 inch for ease. Remember, I said I don't want it to be very fitted at my around my body at all, so I'll go ahead and draw this line straight up to the waist. Once I am done with this, I'll also extend this line to get to the crotch depth. You can as well add this 1 inch for ease to be on the safer side. By the time you are shaping your fabric, if you don't like the way it comes out, you still cut it out, but it's better that it's not too fitted for a plus size. So I extended my hip measurement, I extended my crotch depth, and to get this your crotch extension is your hip measurement divided by 4. Whatever you have, you divide that measurement by 4. So mine is 12 inches, and then I divided by, mine is 12 inches, yes, I divided that 12 inches by 4, and I have 3 inches, so that 3 inches is what I extended then. So for my waistline, I just measure what I have from my front bodies, and then I inserted the measurement I got there at the waistline. So I'll go ahead and connect this line onto my hip. So instead of trying to measure the waistline at this pattern, I just measure what I have at the front bodies and then replace it at this pattern. So I'll go ahead and measure the length of this play suit. You can measure from your 1 inch, or you can just place your tape at the 17 inches, which is your half length, and measure the length of it. For my length is 38 inches. I added 2 inches allowance, though I later made it 39, and you can see where it is at 39. So I'll go ahead and connect this line straight. Then I'll go ahead and cut this out. But since I don't want it to be too free at the lower side, you can see the way I came in on both sides. Please, if you want yours to be straight, just leave it that way. But if you don't want yours to be just like my own, please do well to go ahead and curve it in, just like you see me do. Then I transferred my pattern, the front pattern, to another fabric so that we can cut out our back, and my front pattern is folded into 2 as well. For my crotch extension, I am going out by 3 inches for this back one. I'm sorry that it's going out of the camera. I didn't know it went out of the camera, so I just extended my back crotch area by 3 inches as well. And for this side, I am going in out by 2.5 inches. Then I'll go ahead and connect this. By 2.5 inches or 2 inches, I reduced it by 2 inches. Then every other side is 1.5 inches. Remember, we've already added stitching allowance to the front pattern, so you don't need a lot of allowances on this part one, on this back one. So I'll go ahead and extend this 1.5 inches. Then for my back bodies, placing my tape at the waist of the front one, I will go up by 2 inches. The reason for this is some people don't do it for their playsuit, but I do it because of my hip, so that my butt can be able to accommodate my butt very well. You can see how pretty it was looking on my body. So that's the reason for it. If you don't do this at this place, it will be pulling at that area. So that's why I always raise it up by 2 inches, whether trouser or jumpsuit. So at this point, I added also 1 inch stitching allowance at this point, because I want this to sit properly on my body. This back pattern is I think that's one of the issues we have while making pants or jumpsuit for plus size or for someone that has hip. So I add allowances to accommodate my butt. I can't keep emphasizing on it until you wear something that doesn't fit you, you don't feel comfortable. That's when you understand what I am trying to say. So once I am done adding allowances, just like you guys can see, I'll go ahead and cut this out, and that's it for the back pattern of this playsuit. So this is, I'm just cutting out for my pocket, but please, if you want to insert your pocket, make sure you insert your pocket not at the crotch side of this pants. I don't know how I made this mistake. I wanted to crop it out, but on a second thought, I decided to leave it. I know I make some mistakes, and anytime I make mistake, I leave it for my channel. I leave it there. The reason for it is so that the beginners will be able to know that yes, we make mistake as well. Because I got one nasty comment last year, which I said I'm going to post, which at the end of the day I was not able to post it. So this pocket tutorial this pocket should be at the side of your trouser and not at the crotch area. I just hope you get this. So this is what I'm going to be using to pipe my neckline. If you have enough fabric, please do it to cut out your facing. So I have 1.5 inches for the width of it. There the length is as long as your neckline. So I'll go ahead and fold this fabric into 2, and then I'll place it at the front side of these bodies. I'll stitch it all the way through, and then I'll fold it to the back side and then stitch it down all the way. So this is for the pocket. At this point, I haven't noticed the mistake I made. I don't know how I didn't notice it. I don't know. So I cut it out, and then I turned it to the right side. I'll just continue with this tutorial so that if you want to insert your pocket, you will know how to do that. So when you turn it to the right side, you bring the other part of these pieces. You cut it into 2, and this is 10 by 15 inches. I'll go ahead and stitch and pin this down so that I will keep it in place. You don't necessarily have to do 10 by 15. You can do as much as your fabric will reach. So far is enough for a pocket. So once I pin this down, I'll go ahead and stitch it just from where the trouser meets the pocket. I'll stitch it all the way, just like you see me show you guys. Then for our bodies, this is what we have after I am done with the neckline. The next thing I'm going to be doing is to bring in the other neckline. I also done the back neckline as well. I'll do front facing front, and then I'll pin it down. I'll do the same thing for the other side, front facing front as well, and then I'll go ahead and pin it down. You can do this before piping yours, you pipe it together, but for me I just pipe separately and then stitch my shoulders down. So this is for my sleeve. I'll cut it out. If you don't know how to cut your sleeve, I have a tutorial on my channel. I'll put it in the description box. Please check it out. I'll go ahead and stitch this all the way down. So this is our pocket, and yes, I noticed it, so I had to pull it out and use another fabric to replace the space there that we cut out. So this is what we have. I just hope it comes out nice. So I'm done stitching on the crotch area. Why I wanted to stitch on the crotch area, that's when I noticed the mistake, and I am sorry. I hope you noticed. Okay, I mentioned it. I believe you see it. And then for the bodies, I also stitched on the side, but I did not stitch it all the way to the end. You can see I left about 2 inches. Then I'll open up my front bodice, and then I'll bring in my front pattern, my front pants. Just like I said, I've already stitched down the crush area. Then I'm going to go ahead and do front facing front, and then I'll make sure you arrange your fabric well. I'll stitch from one end to the other. So we're going to stitch the front one before stitching the back one. So we are stitching just the front. I'll stitch it to the end. Once I am done with that, I'll open up the back side of this, or you can just do this before you stitch your shoulder. And then the back of it I also stitched out, and then I left my zipper allowance open. I stitched my crouch area and then left my zipper allowance open. Then you're going to go ahead and stitch. Remember, we added extra inches for the back, so it's going to be longer than the front. All you have to do is just make a little place. It's not even up to 2 inches allowance, that is the excess that is there. Make little place and then stitch it down. So this is what we have. I'm done stitching it down at the half length. Then the next thing we're going to be doing is to stitch the 2 sides. I wanted to add in seam pocket, but I was so annoyed by mistake. I decided to just leave it that way because I really wanted a pocket. So I'll stitch it on both sides, and then I'll close up the crouch area as well. Once I am done with that, I'll also go ahead and hem this playsuit. So this is it, guys. I also went ahead to attach my zip once I was done with what I showed you guys. That's basically all for this style. I hope you find value in it. I hope you enjoy. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed already, share my videos to family and friends, give me a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Don't forget to wash my ass. Thank you.